We're back.
We're back after. It's been a minute. It feels like, well, I think it's only been 2 weeks since we last recorded, but it feels like a month.
Bro,
I think that's what happens when you're in a routine of doing something, like every single week. So when you don't do it for like 2, it feels longer than it should. It's like, I go gym every day. So when I don't go for like 2 days, I'm like, fuck, I'm slacking.
Lord, please, I see what you're doing for others. Me too. Let me be in the gym every day. I miss a day. Let me start being, did you?
I think it is slightly easier that the gym is where I go to work.
No,
so
yeah,
I'm just like, I'm going on anyways. I might as well just
but you know, there's still that having to actually wake up earlier.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Because like, yeah, you're going there anyway, but like, let's say you start at 9, you're still trying to get there for 7.
Yeah,
no, you know what I'm saying?
It's especially tough in the winter.
Yeah,
that's when that's why I like December, because I'm allowed to lose motivation. I'm allowed to lose discipline. It's the best month of the year.
Yeah, nah, it's crazy though.
How you doing, bro?
I'm good.
Birthday boy, and that I don't think we've recorded since then.
Nah,
I ain't seen you. How's the birthday celebrations?
Bro, I didn't really celebrate. Like how
old are you now?
28.
That's all right.
Yeah, I'm still a fresh young boy.
Still a big boy.
But yeah, it was cool. Like I went to Amsterdam. I didn't go to Amsterdam to celebrate my birthday. Like I was thinking about doing a solo trip. I had no idea where I wanted to go.
Okay.
So one of my boys was like, "Oh, when we're doing our day trip to Amsterdam?" I was like, "Fuck it, we can go next week." And then I was like, "Yeah, fuck it." He said, "Yeah, fuck it." I said, "Yeah, fuck it." We just went. Like birthdays don't really mean anything to me. Like I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, and it's funny. It's just one of those random birthdays. Like, what you want me to do for 28th birthday, man?
You know what I'm saying?
It's like, I get it for. I think it was like the next baby said is like after this, we're only celebrating birthdays in decades. 30, 40, 50. I actually hear that. 31, everybody celebrate in your house with your missus. Leave me alone. I might do a camp.
Don't do birthday dinner.
Don't be telling me, birthday trip, I'm turning 32. What the fuck, bro? Like, honestly, what's that about?
What's called? Have you ever celebrated your birthday? Because I've never like thrown a party or a birthday dinner or anything like that.
No, I actually have never thrown a party or birthday dinner. I think when we first started, I started going out with Simi. She tried to do it. I shut it down because I was like, allow it. But I think I'm going to do something for my 30th.
Oh, yeah.
Usually for my birthday, I just celebrate with the missus.
What do you do for your 30th?
Probably just a little gaffer.
Oh, no, we need to show more than a little gaffer, man.
Like,
let's book a hole. You know what?
And put my face in dollars.
Yeah. What's called? Everyone will show up in trad, you know, now that you're half Nigerian, we can get some Fuji music.
Jeez.
Just for your traditional.
Just to save all in Dulik.
Yeah.
For part 2 the traditional.
Pull up with your...
Nah, it's a big one, but also it is 30 because I think all my mates are in the process of turning 30. They just got friends together in their little house. Well, not little house, but like they just got a group of friends together in the gaff and just celebrate it that way. Get your special cake that everybody makes and then enjoy it.
Honestly, you know what? Yeah. We need a woman on the podcast because I always talk to girls and they're always talking about how they always get sad around their birthday.
Yeah,
like every girl that I've spoken to.
Have you seen it? Have you ever seen a girl like, and then you actually seen the visit? Because I know like Simi was like around the 25th, just like proper felt it. It's like, oh, this is it. I'm supposed to, because there's expectations in it. I'm supposed to be married, and then you're getting really sad about it. I was just like,
is that why you're like, oh, is marriage that will make you happy?
Silly. This guy is crazy. This guy. But no, I've never experienced this about my birthday.
Yeah, like even on my birthday this year, yeah, genuinely, half the day I forgot that it was my birthday. I was just going around like normal, like it's just another fucking day, innit?
But is it because do you have expectations of where you should be at certain ages of your life, or is it as men we don't have like? I'm assuming that's why we need a woman on the podcast. So before I speak for them, I'm assuming they have like set goals. I was like, oh, at 25 I'm supposed to be married. I'm supposed to have a kid. I'm supposed to have this way in my career. And if they don't have achieved those things by that age, maybe they feel that sadness because of the pressure they've put on themselves. Whereas I don't know if we have that same expectation on ourselves as men, depending on the age. I think that for us is like maybe 40. If you're like approaching 40 and you're still like, I'm still out here in these streets and I don't have a family. Maybe you feel it then, but I don't know about you.
Nah, for me, like I have goals I want to reach, but it has nothing to do with my age. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's
like,
what I'm saying. Yeah.
My age does come into play when it's kind of like there's certain things I want, and it's like as a big man, I should be able to do this.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? Like because obviously life has changed a lot. Like reminiscing on life being like 20. Like if you told me I was on the wage I would be, if you told me I would be on the wage that I'm on now, I wouldn't believe you. Do you get what I'm saying? But like if stuff like, oh, I want to drive a specific kind of car, I want to do this. It's not really like, a lot of it is it's not outside of me. It's all things that are
Yeah.
on me. Do you
Yeah.
get what I'm saying? Things that I can change.
Yeah.
But like, it's not like by 30 I need to be married by this. Like, no.
And I think that's why maybe they attach age to goals. And so when you reach a certain age, because if they just had the goal and maybe they didn't have the set age, it says, do you know what? I don't mind when it happens. I just want to be a mother of 2.
Yeah.
For example. And you don't attach an age to that. I don't think your birthdays, maybe in May, maybe not, because the biological clock is there, and even subconsciously it is. So by every age, they're more aware of it than we.
I also think it could be that, some people might have had a bad birthday, because some people just have bad birthday experiences. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I know some people it's like, I was having this conversation with my boy the other day, right? And it's one of those things. Have you ever had a low-key fear of throwing a party and nobody shows up?
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, if I do this, will people actually show up?
Especially, when you're younger. But I think now it's like, your friend, because there was a question in time on the other side, do you have reliable friends? I think at this age now, you'll know, like, if I throw a party, I'm not doing it to have 100 people. I'm doing it maybe to have 15 people. And those 15 people, if I invite them, they will show up.
All right, fair
but
enough.
I hear that when you're younger, say if you're like 20, 21, and I always say this, we're all a bit insecure, we're all not sure in ourselves, so we're all figuring shit out. And you're like, if I throw a 21st birthday, and that's why some people invite so many people, so that someone has to show up. Like, it's like, look, if I invite 100 people, 50 shows up, that's a good party.
Yeah.
Whereas if I invite like 50 people and then 20 show, and then you feel a bit insecure about that. Right now, you're like 10 people is fine.
But the thing is, sometimes it's not only about like throwing a party. Do you get what I'm saying? Like some people, it's like throwing a birthday dinner. Because I do know that some people have had bad birthday experiences when they were younger, and that's what has that's what makes them upset on their birthday every year.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? And it's kind of like, sometimes you might feel like, let's say I want to go on holidays, and all of a sudden nobody's down to go on holiday with me.
I think that's what they always say. Like, your birthday or big events exposes who your real friends are, and I think that's why I know we mock women for taking it so personal when people know about birthday dinners and losing friendships or whatever. But I always say, I feel anyways, women have a higher standards of relationship than men do in every relationship, whether it be romantic or friendship.
Yeah, facts.
That's why they take it to heart when I'm like, this is my day and whatever, but nobody shows up. Whereas a guy is like, I didn't wish Didge happy birthday. You say it a week later, it's calm. But for them, they feel it more. Even in a romantic relationship, like, I know we joke about this, but men will be like, especially when you're younger, they'll be cheated, they'll be mad because they value those relationships in general just more than we do. So I get it. I get where they're coming from. It's like, this is my one day of the year, the one day that I have expectation of you as a friend to pull up for me, and you couldn't pull up for me. My thing is, every year though.
Also, you know what it is, yeah?
Yeah, like, take 1 year off.
No, okay. Do you also think it's just because it's the one day that is meant to be about them?
Yeah, I guess
it's the one day that you literally get to be the attention, what's the word I'm looking for?
The center of attention.
Center of attention.
I get it. And it's like, it's the one day that you can make sacrifice for me. But just sometimes I think they're asking for too much. Like, you want everybody to, like, again, this is your 23rd birthday. You want all of us to fly to Cancun.
Bro.
And the 24th birthday, you're asking all of us to fly. It's enough now.
At 23, I don't even have money like that.
It's enough.
Like,
so sometimes I hear it. Sometimes, like, I get it. Like, if it's your 30th, I was like, I think I was listening to VP said his wife's 30th. They all just, because like Sabre is born in 92, because they're all turning 30 that year, they all just went on one big holiday. And I was like, that actually makes sense if you're all in the same group.
Yeah, but that only works if you guys are around the same thing.
Yeah.
Like, because if my birthday is in January and your birthday is in July, and we go on holiday in July, it's not a joint birthday, it's your birthday.
Then let's go. I hear it, because I wouldn't have an issue with that if I know that we're doing a trip for our 30th. So it's like,
but you don't care about the actual, because like,
I don't care about the 30th. I just care about the trip.
Yeah, because a lot of people want to spend they want to celebrate their birthday on their birthday.
Yeah,
do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so that's kind of what it is.
Because if I'm born in September, someone's born in January, and we say let's go like June, July, someone's born in March.
Yeah, no,
I
but
I don't care, man.
But June, if one's born in January and the other one's born in September, June is a nice middle ground.
Yeah.
And like, let's say for both of birthdays, we just go on the birthday.
I hear it.
It makes sense, but like, it just is what it is.
I understand it. Like, after I had, especially the trad, like when the trad happened, and you see people show up for you, and you see the place is filled with like love, that people that you met from childhood, that you met from like partying, that you met from college, and they're all showing up because they love you. I actually was like, yo, that's the best part of the best part about the day is like, I'm sharing I'm sharing who I love in front of the world, and all you guys are showing up for me. I've never felt that way until that day because I've never had birthdays. I never cared to have birthdays. So I understand. Then it's like this is the one time of the year that everybody's supposed to show up for me, and you didn't. So when they did show up, I actually understood the feelings like this is why women take it so personal. Because when people weren't there or people couldn't make it, or people like obviously some people were like, I'm not gonna make it, but I'll be at the white, and that's fine. But when people just don't make that effort for that one time, you're like, yo, I'm never gonna have this day again by God's grace. And you didn't show up. So I kind of hear from that perspective.
You know, so funny. I saw Fred from 90s Baby. He put up on his story the other day, like, if you're debating, don't text me and say, oh, your wedding is the same day as such a. It's like if you're debating which event to go to the other event.
Do you know what? I don't understand.
What kind of dickhead are you? Like,
it's like I have to pick which one I should be at. That's it. That means you don't want to be at mine enough to just be like, you know what, dead that event that day, I'm gonna be there.
Do you get what I'm saying? Like if so, like on your wedding day, right? There's not really anything that was happening that would have superseded it. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but for me, anyways, yeah. And you know, I don't know if this place comes from a place of insecurity or whatever it is for me. Like, I just don't like putting myself in positions that are going to annoy me. And I take things deeply. Do you get what I mean? Not that I would take that too deeply, but for me, right, I kind of expect nothing from everybody. So I would expect nobody to show up. I'd be more surprised that people show up, even though I know that people would show up. But I'd be more surprised that they showed up.
That's how I felt. I was like, people took days off. People flew from different countries. I'm like, yo, you're doing this for me. This is fucking crazy.
You don't know what? Your niggas love me.
I was like, what? And that's probably the one and only time I was like, so that's why I said during on the days itself, I probably enjoyed it more than like Semi did. Like the days, because I was like, this is so fucking cool that people are here and we're just having a big party.
I was like, yes.
Yeah, I was like, what are you doing here? So no, like,
what are you doing here on my wedding day is crazy.
Shut up! You came. I invited you, but I didn't expect you to be here. But I think that was it. But happy birthday, bro! 28 and big upwards. What's that thing they say? Upwards and onwards from here and all that.
I knew. Thanks, man. Shout out. I really appreciate it. Appreciate everyone that wished me happy birthday. A lot of people wish me happy birthday on the wrong day, but it is what it is.
But also, a lot of people wish happy birthday. You don't see the group shot until like a week later.
No, you know what? This is the thing. Yeah,
you just didn't see it, you reply a week later.
With that phone, I don't always have that phone on me.
Okay.
So sometimes I don't see it.
That's the phone that reset your chin. That's what you have to.
Yeah. Don't mind me, man. What's called toxic? It's toxic, you know.
You see that? The only reason you have two phones is because you're cheating.
You know what?
Fair enough.
Listening to their pod and watching clips now. Yeah, reads the feds.
Yeah.
Reads the feds, man.
She just calls out bullshit.
She asked the most incriminating questions.
Like, how do you want me to answer this without getting in trouble at home? How can I answer this question without getting in trouble anywhere?
You know what? You have to plead the fifth. It was cool, man. Like, shout out to everyone that wished me happy birthday. I appreciate everybody that actually took their time out to wish me happy birthday. Because, you know, have you ever been clicking through your story and you see someone's birthday, but I can't be bothered to swipe up and say happy birthday. I do that so often, man.
Well, more so now than I would have 5 years ago. Because I remember I always say there was like an era on Twitter or social media, whatever, that were all a bit pally, a bit friend. Like someone would have a barbecue and they'll post it and everybody like there was that era on Twitter. So more so then I'd be like, if I see someone I've seen on the timeline, if I had any type of interaction, I'll wish them happy birthday. Yeah. Nowadays, I don't mind like it's not that deep, bro. We're not like if I don't wish you, you won't wish me. Nobody's gonna cry about it. Yeah. But we were out during the week. Me and Dej out on a school night. Enjoying.
Surprise. And you know what? For once, as soon as the host said goodbye, Jordan didn't leave.
It was still early. It was only 9:30. It was still at 11:30. When I realized actually before we start talking about the event, going now during the week when you can work from home makes the most sense because you can recover. If you're like hungover, recover on the white man's time.
Facts.
Don't waste your Saturday or Sunday recovering and then going back to work on Monday. Do it on their time so you can still have Saturday and Sunday for yourself. Actually makes sense. I was driving home. I was like, do you know what? I'm actually not tired. If I had to go into the office more, I would. But it makes sense that if I was tired, I'm recovering on their time. I'm not wasting my own Saturday just lying on the couch trying to find myself and then it's Sunday again.
Bro, that's the next day. I'm making breakfast. I'll put my laptop here.
You have YouTube on. You're watching YouTube. Fuck, I am is here. Let me go.
Every once in a while.
But yeah, on the event, shout out Joe Vinci.
Cancel Baby.
Go stream it if you haven't streamed it already. dope player than that. The boys are in that music video. How'd you
next person that wants to get me in a video, yeah, you gotta pay. I'm a professional video vixen now, yeah.
someone said on my brother said, you've been in the video is objectively funny. I was like, just looking at it, it's like, that's actually, if this was any of my boys, we have to cook them.
Well, also,
we have to, what are you doing as a video home?
One of my boys, because you know that video that Simi took?
Yeah.
We just look so uninterested.
He looks like, why are
we're so stiff and so uninterested. Like, one of my boys is like, it looks like you don't give a fuck about anything that's happening right now. And I was like, bro, when I'm zoned out, yeah, it just looks like I'm just not even here. Like, I don't give a fuck. I don't know why I'm here, whatever. But nah, bro, also, shout out Remy, videos cold.
Yeah, videos cold, man. Remy, the director, he even showed at the event. I was like, let's talk about that for a minute. So we went to the event. There was a Council Baby listening party hosted by Dongo. I think it was a very small event, but he did well hosting. He got the crowd to engage, and his questioning and his interviews that was good. Remy as well, like this short documentary of like what's like growing up in a council estate, and he's very good. Like the thing is, I also don't know the bar or the standard of what to compare it against either. So sometimes I speak, but like just watching it, he actually engaged. The crowd were engaged in the video and in whatever the content he was introducing to us.
Yeah, nah, what's good? For me, I like, obviously I don't watch, you know what? I hate documentaries.
Yeah.
I hate documentaries. I hate the way they're shot, the way they look. I just hate them.
I agree. I'm the same.
But what's called? But now, like, I feel like you could say it was objectively good because, like, I want them to release it so we can watch it again because we didn't really get to hear it properly. The crowd were gassed, but some people weren't thing.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? Like, and it's like, and I completely understand it because it's like, this is our guy that's just from the estate.
Yeah.
And look, he produced this great piece of work that we can relate to, this and that. Seeing what's called Dongo's son Tiago looking mad cute, just doing his thing. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
and then they had the Air Squad lads, like proper documentary to show. And then they had the white boys on the bike and saying like, oh, what do you guys do here? And it's like, it's mad relatable because like I grew up in a council estate. It puts to a certain point. You grew up in a certain council estate. So you're watching this and like, yeah, we've seen such a different mix of people in one estate. My dad nearly got into a physical fight with a traveler dad. Physical fight, because this traveler was picking up my younger sister Naomi, and like my dad nearly got into a physical fight with the traveler. I was like, this is what it was.
Yeah,
when you're just putting different people from different backgrounds who probably like never been in each other's world. You're just putting them all in one estate and tell them coexist.
I remember what's called. Bro, I actually have stories. You know, what's called one time. This guy was like, I have a family friend, yeah, and the kid's a bit. He's on the spectrum. He's autistic. He's on the spectrum. You get what I'm saying? So he was getting picked on. So then my brother was backing him, and then so there was a little boy called Matthew, right? He's the menace of the estate. So Matthew was picking on my almost like my little cousin. Then my brother stepped in. So then Matthew got his older brother. So then my brother got me, and then his older brother comes out and pulls out a knife on me. That's
what council estates are like.
It was so funny because the guy was just like, wait here, and he ran into the house. You know, it was a party.
Oh,
so
okay.
I was at a party, so I went to I called 3 or 4 of the lads to come out. Even one time as well, right? It was a Sunday morning. We weren't going to church that morning for some reason, and next minute, yeah, I just see this car pull up in front of someone's house. One man walks out of the house. The guy hops out of the car and they start scrapping in the middle of the road.
Do you know what? And sometimes you hear it because then everybody knows what time it is.
Bro.
When he pulls up, they both went down, and after they scrap, they just leave it at that.
Guy hopped in his car, drove off. Bro, there's so much shit that I've seen in my estate. Like my estate, yeah, every couple of months, some crazy shit happens.
Yeah.
I'll be asleep. I remember one time, there was like, I had neighbors like 2 doors down, and he was like Polish, and these guys came up. This is like 3 a.m, by the way. These guys came up to his house and was like, oh, can we have a cigarette or something, whatever. He said no. Things popped off. He called his boys. His boys pulled up. They went around the corner. All I'm hearing is Baseball bats, bro, man. Nah, living on the council estate is funny.
Living in the council estate, like, and that's what I mean. It's like there's Polish people, there's black people, there's like people from the traveler community, and they just people from such different backgrounds, and they just put them together, and they're like, oh yeah, coexist and make it work and make it habitable. So and then just on the project, I was listening to it and I gave him the feedback. I was like, for a first project, I thought it was like pretty solid for a first project. Money on My Mind is the song that I listened. Obviously, what like Dope Flint were in the music video. Money on My Mind is the one that I was like, okay, there's messages deeper in this. Just talking about again, quick money. That's the thing with quick money. I'm doing fraud because it's such quick money. You think it's like, look at the money I'm seeing the first time. I'm like, how can I then sit in an office for 40 hours a week and then make just about this money? Where I'm getting this in like one lick. And I enjoy the vulnerability and the openness. I'm like, yo, it's not what it's meant to be. And we need people to say that. We need people that are like perceived to be cool, like rappers, to say, this life ain't it. We need to stop glorifying the whole like, yeah, I've been doing fraud, blah, blah, blah. You need to also say, yo, this is what I did. I lived in paranoia. I lived in nervousness, and it wasn't worth it. I had to fuck my cousin over for money.
That was crazy.
Yeah, you damage relationships. Yeah.
Even when he said, because I was like, even when he was talking about how they let him bang your AC on the square and he got 400 quid. Like, but you know, I like that, and I feel like I've been saying this for time. Joe gives me Fredo vibes. I feel like he raps kind of like Fredo. He kind of has the same
aesthetics,
same aesthetic. You know what I'm saying? But like the thing is, I do like that like real rap kind of shit. And I remember I said this to you: when Joe gets money, that flex rap is gonna be different.
Yeah, because you can already see it with the teeth, with the grills.
You know that flex rap is gonna be different.
He's already trying to do it. So, but even overall, I like how they're marketing themselves now, and even like JOE had a listening party as well. So I'm like, oh, these people are just not dropping projects and saying, oh, I've dropped a project, here's the link. They're coming on podcasts, and we're the beneficiary of the promo, but they're also doing listening parties, and hey, keep on fighting us, man. We'll be there.
I'm down.
We'll be outside. And it seems like it's just not enough to be talented or to put the work out. You need to put it in people's face and people need to see it. And that's kind of why I was like, look, give me the clips where they're promoting the pod, so constantly being in people's face. And I like that they're taking that aspect of it as well as serious. It's not like, oh, I can bar niggas up. Or no, I can bar niggas up. This is it. I have this posters. I'm going on this thing. I'm doing a listening party. So even JOE doing it the week before because it released back-to-back weeks. I enjoyed his product clean. Everybody go listen to what is it called?
Shades of Yellow.
Yeah, Shades of Yellow. Yeah.
What's called like, and you know what is? You know what's crazy? Like I feel like this was a dream of mine for a while of like being able to, because I remember like 5-6 years ago I was like, if Irish artists want to drop music, there's nowhere for them to promote. And that's what I wanted to create years ago when I was still on radio with the podcast, and like just there was different avenues for you to promote and go on a promo run before your project comes out. You know what I'm saying? Let people know what's going on. Because one of the boys, remember the boy that I told you that was cooking me? He's like, I was like, oh, the video's out. And he's like, oh, let me see the video. And then I sent him the video and he's like, I wanted to hate, but it's cold.
Yeah.
And then he's like, you know what? And then I was like, oh yeah, his EP came out today. I like, go give it a listen. He's like, I actually will. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, that's a potential listener that he wouldn't have gotten before, just off of different stuff like that. Do you get what I'm saying? And I feel like the level of music that is coming out is like, it's not that I'm not listening to it because he's coming to the podcast. Yeah. I'm listening to Dope Flint because I actually fuck with it. Yeah. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah. Listening to it now, the song's too short.
Yeah, isn't it? It's like a minute and a half. You're like, but sometimes that little, and because that's a single as well, so that draws you to the album. Sometimes they take the teaser, it's a minute and a half. You're like, yo, what else is on this project? Then you might go back and listen to the project.
Let's even talk about Shades of Yellow for a second, because what's called? I listened to that. I was listening to that today actually.
Okay, let me.
And lows to lows, bro. You know what? Low key, Joe and JYellowL, they both got vocals on the low, you know.
Yeah. Oh, remember I told you song, Oh Lord. I didn't think that was him on the vocal.
Yeah, I thought it was the other guy.
Yeah, I thought it was the other guy. And I was like, oh shit, this guy. For me on Eye Candy, that's when I was, and Love Me Later. Love Me Later is the one that he told me to listen on the pod, because at the end he's just like, he kind of just remind everybody who I am. He's like, I'm the LeBron, I'm the one setting the pace. I'm like, do you know what? It's kind of what you say. When you say with conviction, I'm like, maybe he is, you know. He's the one at the free arena for boy.
That's when you need to take
like,
things with chest.
LeBron of this shit.
Especially when you're a rapper, right? Like when you're a singer, you can sing things, and like I feel like not that it's easier to. I feel like with singing, you can by having a nice voice, like you know that guy that sings "Let me suck your titties, baby." You can say nonsense and it sounds beautiful just because you have a nice voice. Rapping is not the same. Rapping, if you don't believe it, I don't believe it, and if I don't believe it, it just doesn't sound as good. Like remember the one we were talking about the other day. Like it doesn't sound like I don't believe you. Do you know what I'm saying? But when Cello and them are coming and talking like
hands on the back when I press it, I'm all right.
when like also another project, and personally for me it's my favorite one, Travis and Els.
I'm the
you guys know how we feel about Travis and Els. When he comes in, your bars are dead.
I remember I should play it on the car, and then Simi goes, "E." He said, "Even the bad bees you're claiming are dead." She felt it. I was like, yeah. Yes, even the bad bees you're claiming are dead. Yeah. Now, shout out to the music that's coming. Like currently, I think in terms of the scene, whatever we want to call this thing, whatever at the minute, the musicians are
top notch.
Setting pace. Like they're just, it's as good as anything you'd hear. And I was like, especially like things like Shades of Yellow. I'm like, this is just good music. So shout out to the boys.
Wait, who else is coming? Pause. I know Jafaris is dropping soon.
I think Smiles is dropping soon.
Smiles is dropping soon
at the end of the month sometime. And Simba's Den, the rappers on that, gave them.
You know what? Simba's Den, production.
Who's responsible?
Reggie. Production. Jeez. That shit looks so fucking clean, and I'm so happy, man.
And it's like the perfect amount, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
So by the time you get into it and you're like, that was awesome. And the rappers, they're like, the whole concept is fucking class.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
Go listen to Simba's.
Go watch Simba's Den and watch the whole thing. I'm not gonna lie to you. As soon as the music stopped and they started doing the interview, I cut it off.
You know what? You came for the bars.
I came for the bars.
Hey, they got their views. These are not the views we want.
Yeah, and you know what? And you know what? What's beautiful about it? I see the interview stuff on TikTok, so I'm good. But no, once again, like I feel like we're reaching a level now where everything is just starting to elevate.
Yeah,
like we got the podcast doing their thing, and it feels like each podcast are in their own. What Get the Gist do is different to what Babes on Tapes do, is different to what we do, is different to what Bar for Bar do, is different to what Dongo does. Even though Dongo and Nesser do similar kind of things,
it's a different style.
It's different.
It's a different style.
Then what's called? We got a bit of drillish, but you can go into rap with Cello. Then we got the Travis and Els and the. You call that more drill, innit?
Yeah.
Then you've got JYellowL with the rap, but also I want to give you a bit of flows. Then we got the real rap with Joe. Like it feels like. Now we're getting to a place where there's something for everybody. Do you know what I'm saying?
And everything. So shout out to everybody like doing that and everybody pushing their thing and pushing their thing. I wanted to actually say this to you now that we're talking about like artists and thing. I actually watched Swarm, yeah.
Let's talk. Let's talk.
I watched it because I was on episode 2 and then you said. Do you know what I realized? They're all like, there's only 7 episodes and like 30 minutes. Mm-hmm. Like, oh, I can bang this out in 2 days. I thought there was like 13 episodes, like 14 minutes.
It's quick.
Like, oh, this is quick. Very quick. So I watched Swarm, yeah. I understand it was a very Danny Glover kind of concept thing, like in terms of like celebrity culture and fantasizing about celebrities.
Spoiler alert, by the way.
Oh yeah.
We're spoiling everything.
Today we're spoiling everything. Go watch Swarm. Go watch it still. It's actually kind of class.
Also, before we get there, we're talking about power and we're spoiling the shit out of it. So let you know now. Forward.
But before we actually do that, let me do the intro before I get into it because I'll forget. Yeah. Anyways, we are Charge It to the Game. We are the podcast with the highest level of analysis the culture needs. Who does the part? Is it Demi? Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
The culture needs. I'm Uncle G. Call me Jordan, and I'm here with.
You know, it's your girl's favorite voice, Big Dej, nigga with the Midas touch. You know.
It's actually weird when we're just 2 of us in the room doing it because at least when there's a guest, the guest cooks him. Or the guest says, I'm not going to lie, that's kind of cool.
Look, this is... I'm waiting to the point where we don't talk about it anymore. We just move on.
I think with every guest is like, yeah, your voice wasn't like that 20 minutes ago.
Look, man,
why is it like that all of a sudden?
Look, the thing is, you have to be... In this life, you got to be diverse, innit? You got
like we're talking about diversity in the every scene.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like sometimes you got to talk up here, sometimes you got to talk here, sometimes you got to talk here. Do you know what I'm saying? Like it's just different, innit?
Yeah, but let's talk about these shows. Let's talk about Swarm. Let's talk about Swarm.
Wait, actually, before we talk about Swarm, make sure you hit Rome Candles.
Oh yeah,
you know, fantastic candles. Get everything you need. It's bloody fantastic. And yeah, shout out to Ezzy, Rome Candles. Make sure you cop some of those. And also. For you, man, that don't know, man's getting my hosting bag. My hosting debut because I've hosted before. but what's it called? Wilding Out the 17th of June in Sugar Club, and check my bio for links. Come out, we're gonna have fun, we're gonna play games. Some say I might get cooked, some other people might get cooked. If someone is bad, boo them. Do whatever you need to do. But yeah, come, let's go have fun. Now, Swarm, let's go.
Yeah, so to talk about celebrity worship culture, yeah.
Oh, it's the weirdest thing ever.
It's genuinely the weirdest thing ever, and as a whole, I understand what Danny Glover, and he based it around Beyonce and the Beehive, essentially.
Yeah,
so
but
how you could
in like episode 6,
Yeah.
where like the face changes.
Yeah.
Is that I think it's a real story.
of a fan that was like that.
Yeah, bro, because do you know it's before the last episode where she randomly turns into like a lesbian?
A lesbian, yeah.
Which was so fucking random.
I was actually, I just watched it, I was like, what? Did she just, you know what? It's 2023.
Yeah.
People do whatever the fuck they want.
When she turned into a lesbian, I was just kind of like, but remember they were showing, like for that episode, they weren't showing her face. They were showing other people and mugshots and shit like that.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
why I was like, is this real? I feel like it's based on a real story.
I didn't read into it that much, but what I wanted to then touch on in terms of like celebrity based, have you ever not like worshipped a celebrity, but really like looked up to a celebrity first and foremost?
Probably when I was younger, I was 50, but it wasn't even like too like if someone said something bad about 50, I'm getting annoyed.
Yeah.
Or like I'm defending him. It's just whatever. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I just really like his music.
Yeah,
That's it.
I found myself like especially when I was younger, I was doing it with footballers like Drogba. You couldn't say anything bad about Drogba. I'll fight. Like we'll start talking about Jose Mourinho, whatever. And then, but the older I got, the more it's just like, oh, they're just human beings with extraordinary talent. Essentially, they're just people like you and me. They grew up in conditions that are not too dissimilar from us. They just had a talent and a work ethic that was able to elevate them. But I'm watching this, I'm like, there is that culture of like the Barbs and the Beehive, and they will travel across the country in a car if they need to. They'll sleep in their cars if they need to, just to see this person or to like. It's kind of like it's the idolatry that the Bible told us about. Because people use in the Bible, after the idolatry, they was there worshiping statues, but this is the modern day version of it.
Bro, it's mental illness as well, bro.
Yeah, because how you looking at a celebrity and then everybody that comes at them, you want to fight them online because she was killing everybody.
Also, yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. If you're over the age of like 15 and you have a celebrity fan account,
do you know there's a thing where Lori Harvey didn't have his Twitter? I think it was. People just had fake Lori Harvey Twitter accounts.
that's so weird to me.
And then they just be posting whatever she's posting on Instagram. They just post it on Twitter.
That is so weird to
Hopefully
me.
they're below the date. You're below 615.
Yeah,
Hopefully,
even below that, because bro, find a job. Like touch as our co-host, our former co-host would say, touch grass. Yeah, because it's fucking weird to me, bro.
But there was an element of like monetization and like blog pages and fan accounts. I don't know if it's still the case, but before the internet really became what it was, like if you had like a blog page about a certain celebrity and you delivered news on that celebrity, you could then have advertisements and you could monetize that. So
yeah, bro, like fam, you're a 30-year-old beefing with a 15-year-old because they said Beyonce's crap, bro. Like. Even because the thing is, it's not only Beyonce fans or the Beehive or the Barbs or even Wizkid FC.
Yeah,
bro. Like, did you see how they were cooking Tayo because of what he said on the thing?
That's it. Like when people genuinely start to curse, because obviously in Swarm, if you said anything bad about, I think her name was Naija. Naija was the one.
Naija.
Yeah, yes. She would literally kill you. If she had to travel across the country, she had to find your house to kill you. There was a scene where she saw someone that criticized Naija on Twitter, and then they ended up being in his house. That guy was actually about to kill her. And then obviously her friends came in and she killed him. And this happened multiple times. I didn't like the fact that there was no consequences to her action. At the end, she actually ended up meeting Naija and having a friendship with her. That's
no, she didn't. That was a lot of bullshit. No, because they ended.
That's how it ended.
No, yeah, I know, but she was delusional, bro. Because think about it. Because remember, there was a point where Chloe Bailey's face was on somebody else.
Yeah,
there was no way it was real.
Yeah,
do you get what I'm saying? And even bro, the scene that killed me, yeah, when she bit Naija, because I was like, it got all. I was like eating a pig.
That show, I was watching this show. That show was like, what? But then I was like, it's very Atlanta. It's like if you watch Atlanta, you're like, yeah, this is a message that Danny Glover would try to convey. Because even if this is America, the music video, like if you've seen only Danny Glover's work, you'll be like, yeah, Danny Glover did it again. But even in terms of celebrities, why is it they all get to a point where we start to like either we idolize them too much or we want to start hating and tearing them down.
Because that's is the cycle. Like have you watched Air?
The one Michael Jordan?
Yeah.
Not yet. I will though.
Yeah, what's it called? Good movie. Would be better if you actually had Michael in it, but I won't ruin it. But
they said the reason they didn't do that because Michael becomes like, I think what was it, Mark Wahlberg? No, Matt Damon. Whichever one of them is, isn't it? Or Ben Affleck says when you start making it about Michael Jordan, then that's becomes.
But the thing is,
bigger than the movie.
I'm not asking you to make it about Michael Jordan. There's scenes where there's a big black guy that is supposed to be Michael in it. They don't show his face. They show like this part. And like
So
he literally says like 2 words.
Okay.
And like he's supposed to be a teenager as well. I'm not saying have extra scenes with just Michael and his family. Keep the movie the exact same way it is.
And just
the scenes where Michael is in the scene, let him talk.
Okay.
That's all I'm asking for.
Yeah, that's
you know what I'm saying? Good movie though. But back to Swarm. Yeah, nah, man. It was just funny, and it's just kind of like, I don't think that shit is far from happening. Like there's a lot of people that love Beyonce to that level, and it's one of them situations like how that girl called bodies. She called bodies. Like at one point, like, because the guy that she ended up in his house, that wasn't by accident. Like she went to the strip club to go work the strip club because she knew that he goes to the strip club, and then.
After she does, she said, "Where's your friend?" And he says, "He's not here today." But yeah, because I was just deep, and I was like, celebrity culture goes two ways. We can root for someone up until the point where they become very successful. Then it becomes like hate for a lot of people. And I was like thinking about it. I was like, for example, on the way up, they're very relatable. You can see yourself in them and you root for them. Like we have a podcast now. So if we see, for like an example, like let's say 90s babies, we saw them like being like was essentially 9-to-5 professionals, but they're trying to like elevate. So we're rooting for them because they're relatable. Even like, for example, Joe's Congolese and he's rapping. He's trying to make a non-traditional pa. Where you go like, come on, that's our boy. Yeah, 90s babies are our people. Then you get to a spot where you're part of the 1% and you're not relatable anymore. Yeah. And for some people, it's like you are what they're not. So you remind them of what they're not, so they have to try to diminish that or bring you down so they can feel better about themselves. Yeah. Or they start making like little caveats. They'll say, Salo's only good because he does the Irish accent. But if you did that, you probably wouldn't be on that level. Facts. But you have to tell yourself that to feel better, because the alternative is, the reality is, if that's not the case, maybe I'm just not talented or as good as him, or I don't work as hard. Yeah. And nobody wants to see themselves in a negative light. Then just be like, 90s babies are where they are because they did this for 8 or 9 years. They've put the money, they invested in themselves, and that's why they're at that level. But some people might then create a caveat. It's like, oh, they're only good because of...
they know the True Shots guys.
They know the
True Shots guys.
Yeah. They start making excuses just because you make yourself feel better because they're no longer relatable. But on the way up, they were like, oh, they did 95s. Oh, they come from African houses. Oh, no. I see myself in them. Now that I don't see myself in them again, have to start bringing them up.
And it's just the age-old cycle of we build people up to bring them back down. Like that's just what happens.
Yeah,
it's always happened. It will always happen. And even if you look in like wrestling, like wrestling is probably, like you said, life is WWE. We build somebody up as a babyface, build them up, and then they get to that point where they're up, and everybody just doesn't like them anymore, and then they turn heel because it's like at one point they like, and I feel like that's where some celebrities switch. Especially the kid ones as well.
Yeah.
Because you build this kid celebrity, build him up. And when they turn about like 17 and they want to start being their own person and stuff like that, and then that's when it's like, oh, you shouldn't be doing this, you shouldn't be doing this. And then that's when some of them just step into it and just be like, yeah, fuck it, I am who I am. Like Bad Girl Riri. Like that's what she's
even
like, yeah, fuck
Miley
it.
Cyrus.
I'm
not Hannah Montana. Like that was the little sweet American girl from like the countryside. That's not me, so I'm gonna twerk naked.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like let her throw her little pancakes around, bro.
But that's Swarm. In conclusion, I think Swarm was very like, I actually did enjoy it, and when I was watching, I was like, celebrity culture is so mad that people get fixated in two ends. Either they get absolutely obsessive, or you just gotta hate on them. Yeah. And then I was trying to think about it, I was like, I guess because the relatability leaves. They're no longer relatable to you, so I guess that you're kind of like, if I'm not that, so why am I not that? Oh, it's because I'm not doing the Irish accent in my rap, and you just try to play that down.
Let's talk about some good shit now. Power. I don't know, Power's just gotten really good recently.
Free my guy, bro. No. RP my guy.
Fuck him, man.
I love that guy, man.
Sax is annoying, bro.
But that's why the thing that annoyed me about Sax is, he will play dirty with the dirtiest of people, and people get annoyed at him. Because he's playing dirty with the dirtiest of people. Yeah,
even that woman that he fell in love with, bro. She was so annoying. Oh my god, like she's
annoying. That was the definition of dying for Nyash.
He actually died for Yash.
Yeah, he did the most. That's why he died. He was trying to get on her good graces, and he was doing everything to get on her good grace so she can validate him.
Also, you know
And then
what?
he
Yeah.
died.
Oh, like these men are so horny for Tariq, man. Like they want to they want to catch him so bad.
Jay-Z has a bar saying sins of your father makes your life 10 times harder. Because what Ghost did,
And Ghost got away with it.
Ghost got away with it and he died and they couldn't get him. So that means like we have to, someone has to pay. I'm leaving here with something. You know that Denzel thing. I'm leaving here with something. So because we couldn't get your dad, we're gonna put all our focus on you because something is so shady is happening here.
You know what's fucked as well, yeah? Well, because you know the way that Western Holdings is a Ponzi scheme.
Yeah.
Crazy. But Tariq's he doesn't have money anymore.
Yeah.
So that means he's good. Like obviously, they have that deal that they're gonna pay everything back.
Yeah.
But if he doesn't pay everything back, Tariq is stuck in the game. And you know what's funny? I saw a clip of Power, and Power was saying like Ghost was saying to Tariq, I don't want you to go down this road because it's hard, it's this, is this. And then in Ghost, Tariq was like, it feels like I made one decision when he went to go kill Ray Ray and everything else has been catching up.
Yeah.
And now it's literally exactly what Ghost was saying, that this is what's going to happen. I don't want this to happen to you. Yeah. And it's exactly what happened.
Yeah. And like the foreshadowing of like Tariq just essentially being Ghost and that like being stuck in the game. Because if he had just gone to school and got his, because that's why Ghost still got him in there. That's why he's in college anyways. Because people forget that. Why is he in college if he's living this life? Because the deal was once he graduates with a certain degree, 4.0 GPA or whatever, he can get his trust fund or his money. But now that trust fund is gone. Now he can just say full college. Or no, because legally his lawyer would still need him to pass his GPA to release the funds.
To release the funds, yeah. So he has to. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, and even with that, it was just kind of like, he couldn't even just go to college because his mom was in jail for what he's doing, and for Davis to be paid, he was asking for stupid peas.
Yeah, but if you're gonna be a criminal lawyer, you have to ask for stupid peas. The risk you're taking is just absolutely too much. And I actually wanted to ask you, which one of the three, Effie, Lauren, or what's her other name? Effie, Lauren, and Diana. Which one do you think suits Tariq the best? Because he's been with all three of them now.
Probably. The person he needs is Effie.
Effie, okay.
Because Lauren is too soft. She doesn't know what's going on.
Yeah. She's not built for that life.
You know what? Diana probably suits him the best.
I think so too. Because I think Diana's Tasha.
Yeah.
She understands living in it, but she's Tasha and she also wants out. I think
Tasha never wanted out.
I know. That's what I'm saying. She's Tasha, but she actually wants out. Because she'll understand who he is. She'll understand the life he comes from. She'll understand doing all the drug dealing because that's her family. That's her upbringing. But at the same time, she'll understand wanting to leave. So I think it's between Diana and Effie. Because that maybe Effie when she
Effie's the one he needs.
The college thing, she'll leave as well. Yeah.
Because Effie's trying to get out of the game. She's only doing it because she has to.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And she's willing to go.
But aren't they all? Isn't Tariq also doing it because he has to until college is finished?
Yeah, no, yeah. But what I'm saying is, right, if you have Effie in your corner, right, Effie will do everything in her power, like essentially trying to kill Lauren to try and make it happen. Do you get what I'm saying? Effie's ruthless.
Yeah,
do you get what I'm saying?
Effie does
However, though, Effie suits Kane better.
100%.
Like, when they finally fucked. Also, you people that ruined on Twitter, man.
It's true, isn't it? They're just fucking each other. Like this.
But that's life, though.
Yeah, it's true.
That's life.
When you're in the same circles, the same industries or whatever, people just end up fucking. Yeah.
But no, I do like that Effie and Kane got together because they suit each other very, very fucking well.
Yeah, they do suit each other very.
Like, yeah. Now what's called? What was I going to ask you? Braden and that his black babes. What going there? I didn't like how they fucked, man.
It was
too quick.
Yeah,
like it felt like, oh, I met you today, tomorrow we're fucking. Like they didn't even build up
their tension. Like they were doing it with Kane and fucking Effie, where every week there was like they're sitting on the call, they're texting each other. I was like, even though she was with Tariq, that's how you know women are not good people.
No.
It was coming.
After back woman, she tried. She
tried what?
She tried. She what's called every time you put it on her. She just wasn't having it.
Yeah, sure. Until she actually could. Until she went to the dorm room and then he slept with Diana, and then she was like,
and also it's just like fuck it, like fuck you, whatever, and he just left her in the middle of nowhere. It's like find your own home.
But that's how I think he's gonna end up with Diana because that's the second time, even with Lauren, it always ends up back there. And I think there's an element of like familiarity because you know how they say, oh, you marry your mom or you marry your dad, whatever that saying is. There's that element of like it is like a mini Tasha who comes from the similar circumstances and would understand him the best and would understand him wanting to leave because she also wants to leave.
I don't think you know what, now thinking about it, I don't think he ends up with her just purely because she wants out. She wants out too much.
So you don't think Tariq is gonna get out of the game?
Nah, he can't.
I think yeah.
He can't.
He probably will die.
He's too deep in. And what's it called? Oh my god. That self-righteous motherfucker that she was fucking with. What's his name? Abdul Shabar Salem, whatever. Bruv. He annoys me. And then you know the thing that pissed me off the most when he went on stage and he did that stupid poem. And then even if you're gonna do a poem and do some corny shit like that, yeah, at least drop her name in slide. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
my guy Diana in front of everybody. I thought it was, and then he's like, "You should respect me for putting my heart." Fuck right off.
They just said your bars are dead.
The bars are so dead. Oh, don't even get me started as well. Drew as well. Oh my fucking
man!
And
if I speak on Drew, they'll cancel this podcast.
No. And this is the thing. It's not because he's gay. If it was him and a girl, I would have the exact same problem. He is a soft dude, number one. He's annoying, number two. Like, so you killed your man, yeah, and then now you saw that your ex is moving on, so you went to go and stalk your ex, and then start doing, I got nothing, fuck her off, man.
Husband, express your feelings, bro.
Go,
that's how he felt,
bro. Go on Grindr and go fuck something.
Like, you can't fuck your way out of grief, then.
Yeah, but this is the thing, yeah. Like, this is the thing, yeah.
Grindr and go fuck them or something. That's a crazy bar, man. That guy's crazy. That's a good. Bro, you can't fuck your way out of that, man.
No, you know what? Yeah, it's just his like him as a character, right? There's parts to him that I like when it comes to like the more gritty, like having to like. I like the whole. He doesn't really like to do these things, but he'll go.
Yeah, he'll do it if he has to. Yeah,
like I like that side of him, but his whole romantic storyline is fucking annoying.
Yeah,
it's all annoying. First of all, you get with this basketball player that's in the closet and whatever. That's cool. That do your thing. Then yeah, I just want to be public with you. I just want to be okay. Fine, do that. Then they come and spray on your back. Your basketball boyfriend wants to leave you.
They sprayed what on his back?
Remember when? Yo.
He's not to spray on his back.
That was wild. Anyways, when they attack him, your white boyfriend leaves. Your basketball boyfriend leaves, then you start running through absolutely everything and being this dickhead of like, oh, so it's like that, yes, like that, get out. And then you fall for what is essentially your cousin.
Yeah.
And then you and your cousin start fucking. You find out that he kills your dad.
It's also wild life. If you don't watch Power, well, yeah, go on.
Yeah, you and your cousin start fucking, and then obviously this is the thing as well. Yeah, you're in the middle of a Rico.
What? Wait, I said Rico. Braden's a fool, man.
You know what's so funny? No, I mean, you know what? Braden is Braden in real life.
You can see it, yeah. He plays the two words.
No, what's good? I see him on TikTok. They come up on TikTok. Yeah, he's Braden in real life. But yeah, so you're in the middle of a RICO investigation, right? And you went to go do some drunk shit. Like, what do you think is gonna happen when you're in public crying and saying all of this nonsense to an NBA superstar in public? What the fuck do you think was gonna happen?
But so there's a TikTok I'm gonna send to you. He does TikToks about how poorly written Power is sometimes, and it absolutely kills me. But just on the Drew thing, yeah, I will say I did like how they did make his sexuality a big deal, because I thought obviously being in the drug dealing black family there was gonna be a whole storyline. I was saying you were just like, yeah, he has a boyfriend. I was like, what? It just was.
Oh, yeah,
I was like, oh yeah, okay, that's kind of cool that they didn't like try to make it bigger than it was. Then it just played. It was like, oh, okay, that's it. And even Monet is like telling the boyfriend's like, stay away from my son. I was like, oh, okay, because I initially thought I was like, okay, this is gonna be a whole storyline in itself.
Him trying to be in the closet, yeah. And they're like, oh yeah, we know he's gay.
Yeah, they're just like, oh, that's just how that's what it is. But now Power, solid stuff. It also goes quicker than it is as well, because the pacing is actually, sometimes I'm like, it's too quick. Sometimes some storylines, like you're saying, Braden and the Black Babes. Even Kane and Effie, maybe they dragged it out a little bit.
Nah, but that's what I like.
Yeah, you know, that's what I'm saying. But some storylines, the pacing
tease me now.
Yeah. Even fucking what's his name? The Davis, the lawyer, find out that his brother is with Sacks. Wait, What time did he call you? All of a sudden they figured it out. Like, there's go. Sometimes I'm like, the pacing needs to be a bit better, but at the same time, so much happens in 40 minutes. Like, bah, bah. It's like it's the reverse Breaking Bad. Sometimes Breaking Bad, the pacing is like so slow. It's like, and then but Breaking Bad, when you do reach the climax, and all of it is just like, yo, that was good storytelling. Whereas this, sometimes the storytelling isn't great, but the pace like one thing happened, one thing happened, one thing happened.
And this
one
is the
thing
thing.
happened.
I'm not watching Power for having to have the greatest storyline or to be written, whatever. There's massive plot holes in it, and I'm completely fine with that. I take it for what it is. It just is what it is. Do you know what I'm saying? Like it just like that's it. Now, Drew, you dumb motherfucker.
You leave Drew alone.
No, because because what's called now? No, because now he's gonna get killed.
Drew, you dumb motherfucker.
Because now he's gonna get killed. Because now the guy's brothers. War. Yeah. Also, Monet. Let's talk about you.
She's doing too much. She's been doing too much.
No, but you know what? She played off that Russian shit well, though.
Yeah.
Where she went, pretended to wanted to fuck that guy, put the phone in his pocket. Oh, what's that? Is his phone? Check. What? Come on, man. Money can't act, by the way. She can't. But
Mary J. She just married Jay. When I see her, I say, okay, auntie, do your thing.
Yeah, but you know, like, I feel like sometimes she overplays. Like, some things that I don't understand. Okay, so she went to Braden's uncle and was like, oh, when I ask for my money, I get it.
Yeah, even that scene, like, you know what I mean? Like the pacing is just off. Like, immediately she just go to that table and then they just agree. I'm like, what the those little things, like you're saying, we don't watch it for like a class storyline. We just watch it for the gangster shit. It's literally escapism. But curiously living a life that you probably would never live. Facts. But you saw, I was like, oh, that looks cool to see. So I'm just gonna, if I'm not a gangster, but I'm gonna live that. I'm gonna watch it through you guys doing it.
But yeah, now, oh, actually, you know, spoilers over. I have I have a TikTok.
Okay, let's talk through this TikTok.
You have to choose between the lives of two different people. Who do you choose to save? Full explanations and caveats at the end. Both of these people have been present in your life for a number of years. One of them absolutely hates you. They detest you and they wish you ill. However, virtually everything they have ever done has benefited you financially, socially, in almost every single way. Now, this was done purely because their interests lined up with yours and they wanted to benefit themselves, but they do hate you. They just want to succeed more than they want to see you fail. This is also likely to continue in the future forever. Your interests will line up and they will always work to better you, even though they hate you. The other person loves you and cares about you and wishes you the best. However, almost every action they have ever taken has harmed you in some way. Again, financially, socially, in almost every measurable way, this person has been extremely bad for you, even though they mean you only the best. Now you are put in a situation where you can only save one of these people. The other one will definitely... And no, there's no clever answers. Which one do you choose to save?
That is so easy for me. It's like that saying, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. People cut out their mothers and their fathers and their family members if they're so detrimental for them. Whereas you can be in business with someone, for example, look at the UFC, for example. I bet you there's brand niggas that hate Dana White.
Facts.
But because he's going to make me money, he's going to put me a platform, they're willing to work with him. So, like, love... I think maybe it was 21 Savage said it. Shout out 21. He says, I'd rather have you trust than to have you love me, because the love will blind you. There's so many, even like from our, like we could say our mothers that came from our community. They've stayed in detrimental situations and they've lost out on their livelihood and they didn't live a certain standard of life because of the love they had for someone or their kids or whatever.
Or family back in Africa.
Family back in Africa. It's just so that love can be so detrimental, where if someone loves you and they're always holding you back, I don't think that's worth it. I think you're actually better off aligning with someone's like, do you know what? Even if their interests, like example, Dana White's a perfect example. Even if he hates me, he wants to make money. And because Dana wants to make money, I will make money. Yeah. So everybody, we don't have to like each other. I will live a good standard quality of life, as will he. But we're in a room. There's a UFC fighter called Tito Ortiz. So Dana says we hated each other, but we made each other millionaires.
Facts.
And like, look, everybody left you happy.
Facts.
Everybody's happier to leave. So for me, I'm a big component of love ain't worth me destroying my whole mental health and my self-esteem and my well-being. So for me, it's very straightforward. I'd rather be with someone that, despite you hating me, because our interests align, you'll always do what's best for me. Even if you don't hate me.
Love's never enough.
Yeah.
Love is literally never enough. And yeah, I agree with you. And I see the thing is, right, this makes this question a bit harder because it just says someone you love. But what if it's like your brother? Do you get what I'm saying? Like, because it's cool to say someone you love, because like you could love your friends and shit like that. And people cut friends off all the time and all that kind of shit. Actually, speaking of friends, we'll come back to that. But like, what if it was your brother that was holding you back?
Oh, that's...
Are you still willing to have the same answer?
Did you watch Beef?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Wasn't it the older brother holding back the younger brother?
Yeah.
Because he kept throwing away his college applications and so even if it's a family member, like I was saying, obviously it's we're speaking hypothetically and it's tougher and you love your brother and you love your father, your family. But there is people that cut off their moms and their dads and they cut because they know what you do is detrimental to me, or they've even like the limit the relationship. I'm gonna see you once a year. Because
you'll have a happier life.
Yeah, it's just negativity filled, and people leave their house earlier than they should, because they need that distance. They need that distance from you. They love you, but that distance from you. Whereas we can go to work, and our boss, we probably don't like them, or we don't like our co-workers as much, but we're willing to firm it because everybody's interest aligns here.
Yeah.
Everybody just wants to come here and make money. So I hear you. It is definitely tougher when it is a brother or a sibling or a mother, but at the same time, it's like you're saying, love is not enough. We need to. I can love you, and if I'm doing everything I do is for your detrimental, like I'm saying, it's in Beef, the older brother loved his younger brother, or the vice versa. But everything he was doing was holding his brother's back. At some stage, you have to be like, I can't. You have to go.
Yeah. Like you really do have to align with your own best interest at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it's kind of like, it's just very annoying having to leave that girl, having to leave that family member or whatever, because like I see a lot of. I don't know about Congolese people, right? But with Nigerians and people having like family back home and stuff like that, it's almost, they feel like over here is like the streets are paved with gold.
In gold, yeah.
Literally, you just walk down the street.
The tap.
You walk down the street. It's like that's €1 million.
Send that home.
Do you get what I'm saying? And it's kind of like people start taking advantage. Do you get what I'm saying? And there has to be a point in time where you don't want to have to turn your back on people, but you kind of have to.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
My dad would never pick up the phone. My dad would see the number and not pick up. He'd just see if it's a +343. Not answer. Because he knows where you're coming with is just problems. It's like he knows what you're going to call it, and it's the entitlement then as well. Because you're a sibling or you're a brother, then you start getting entitled to like, you should help me. And it's a case where there is no gold flowing.
My mom was telling me a story the other day about someone she knows sent money to someone for like they're having like a wedding or something like that, and the person was like, "You only sent that much?" And then he was like, "Oh, actually no, send it back. It was an accident. I didn't mean to send it to you. Just send it back, and I'll give you I'll send something else to you." The person sent the money back. He's like, "Fuck you. I'm not giving you anything."
I hear it.
But that's what it is. It just kind of feels like sometimes like it doesn't matter how much you love this person or even like, you know, even sometimes it's like if you see something in somebody and it's like, I want this person to succeed and I know that they can succeed, but you can't want it more than they want it.
Yeah, if they don't want it, what's the point?
Yeah, you got to just let it go.
And sometimes that's what the saying say, love from afar. Like, I love you, but you're too detrimental to me. And the things I want for you, even in the case where there's a job opening, like people that work in retail have told me, there's a job opening. They're really trying to get their friends to apply get these jobs. They're talking up to their friends, but their friends are not applying or taking it serious. So why do I want this job for you more than you want this job from you? So at the same time, you just gotta leave it. But I think that one is once someone has your best, even if it aligns with their interest, once everybody's winning and you won't do anything detrimental to me, that's fine. Whereas you can't do anything detrimental to me in the name of love continuously, and for me to be like, I'm just gonna accept it from that. Yeah.
What's called? Remember I said we'll get back to friendships. Yeah. I really love my friends. Yeah, like I hold my friends to like a really, really high regard. Whatever. Like I fuck with my friends heavy, right? But is there anything your friends can do that it just makes it like, you know, it's done?
There's loads, and it's like I always say, friends, love isn't conditional for anything other than your children, mate. Like perhaps like that's probably everybody else is conditional because
my everybody's love in my life comes with conditions,
even your children.
Yeah,
fair enough.
Because like imagine you're like you came and you found out your son went to go do beep.
Yeah, do
you get what I'm saying?
I hear what you're saying, but there is serial killers in maybe for you personally, and I understand what you're saying. Like if your son is committing crimes, you might not be able to certain crimes. You might not be able to love them. But there is parents where their kids are like serial killers, and their kids kill people, and they still go visit them in jail because they can't switch off the love, especially mothers, that they can't switch off the love that they have for this person that they've birthed.
Yes.
So that's what the unconditional comes from. They see the worst side of a human being. They see the worst aspect of what a human can do, and they just can't switch off that love.
Yeah.
Whereas if it's a friend or partner, like I always say to my missus, like our love is very conditional. Like there's certain things I know I can't do, or there's certain things I know you can't do, or this thing won't work. So there is conditions to make this. We do love each other, but doesn't mean that it's like, oh, it's unconditional. You can do whatever, I can do whatever I want, and I can go home to a peaceful, happy home. It's crazy. Like I do think that. But in terms of back to friendship, yeah, there's a lot of things that your friends can do that will damage the friendship. Say, for example, let's say we're in business essentially. Doing this. There's certain things that like, okay, if there's money coming in and query them all, people start hiding the money, they start hiding their Excel sheets. That will affect, I might look at you funny. I was like, yo, that's kind of like, we're in business together. There has to be an element of trust. And if you break that in whatever way, like again, we might still be able to do the part and do the business, but the friendship aspect is eliminated because you've affected that. I'm in a situation, if you had a partner, not even move to her, I can then shout at your partner or talk to a certain way. You look at me different. That's a condition. Through my respect for you, automatically I have that respect for your partner.
Yeah, I hear you.
As long as she's respectful to me. Like and the same way she can talk to me that way because we have a relationship. So everybody has to remain. So there are certain things that in friendship, if you do that, if you cross that line, our friendship might have to be over. But why'd you ask that?
Because there was a friendship I had, right? And it was never, from my side, it was never beef. Do you get what I'm saying? Because like I do things where I'm bad at keeping up regularly with people, or like checking up on people, or even getting things done at certain times. You get what I'm saying? Like I'm bad at that sometimes. You get what I'm saying? Like okay, even our boy that had the gender reveal party. Yeah, like I didn't really speak to him until he wished me happy birthday. Since then, I didn't speak to him. Do you get what I'm saying? But it's all love. Do you get what I mean? And but yeah, so there was a friendship back in the day or whatever. And from my side, it was all love. It was all whatever. And then the person, how could I say this without being this out?
if I speak,
let me just put it this way. Yeah, the person cut me off like I was a random hoe.
Oh,
like you know the way that like a thing you're saying is just like, oh, if I want to cut this out, I won't even have a conversation with you. You're not worth the conversation. They cut me off like that.
Jeez.
And that was the thing that bothered me. Other things happened that I was fine with. I was like, it is what it is. Like, because the thing is, I could have probably sorted it out with a phone call.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
That's that thing. It's always the case, but it's an element of like I'll be honest, Edge. Sometimes it builds that like you've constantly been that friend. You don't keep up, blah blah blah. And again, some people are okay with it. Some people will accept it. I have a friend that I'm not gonna bait out. That it was like that. I was the one that was constantly keeping up, checking up, blah 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 blah. Then I realized maybe I see a friendship differently, or maybe I value it differently than they do. So I step back a bit. But the friendship still holds. But I'm the mindset now is like I know what our friendship is now to what I thought it was. But yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, I understand that.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? And like I can completely understand that. But the thing is, right, if you have a friend, right, and you're like, obviously there's different levels of friendship. Do you get what I mean? Like if you're on the lower levels of friendship that we're cool, we may speak here or there, we may even go out occasionally, calm. But if we're supposed to be boys, if we're supposed to be friends, right, and you have a problem with me, and you don't come and address that, and you just cut me off, that is because I
hear that.
Does our friendship not warrant at least having a conversation?
Yeah.
That is what bothered me.
Yeah.
And that's why I was like, fuck you. And the thing for me as well is like,
I hear that.
For me as well, I'm not that person that I don't flip flap through. Fuck you is cool. Fuck you is cool.
Yeah.
Once I say fuck you
that's it.
It's bang. Fuck you for life.
But is there a point now you can even have that conversation anymore?
There's no point now. I don't care.
Yeah.
There's like you did what you did. Do you get what I'm saying? And the thing is like seeing that person almost feels like they almost want to reconcile, but it's too late.
And it's so funny because that's some of that is just pure like ego. Not from like even from both sides. Like you felt the way instead of you coming to talk to me, something wouldn't let you do that. Something internally would be like, no, you know what? I'm not having that conversation. I'm just cutting them out.
Yeah, but
and, like there was no need for that either. It's like, and there was also no need for like, you know what? Because you didn't do it, fuck you. Like both sides could be like you're saying, a quick phone call probably be like, do you know what? I feel like I'm the friendship that's always checking. You never make the effort. You never check, and you'd be like, do you know what? I hear you. I'm gonna try a bit different, and that's it. The friendship can move on and maybe progress. And if it keeps happening, that's like I was listening to Brilliance as I always do. They always make fun of Taylor, like they always make fat jokes at Taylor. Like every time she walks into the room, they doom, doom, doom. And she just said she got in a group chat with them and says, do you know what? You preach mental health. Every time you make fat jokes at me, it makes me feel a certain way. Situation solved.
Exactly. Do you get what I'm
Situation
saying?
solved. That's it.
Like, and for me, it just kind of feels like if if I consider you a friend, there's damn near nothing that I wouldn't do for you. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's kind of like if you have a problem or I did something that rubbed you the wrong way.
I 100% understand.
Like, bro, like if we've gone to the point where you're telling me deep shit about yourself or you're telling me things that other people don't know and all this kind of stuff like that, I feel like if you have a problem, it at least, at minimum, warrants a conversation.
No,
Do you know what I'm saying?
I want to, and I think we're at that age, we've built friendship for like 15, 20 years, that either A, my thing is, I would not cut a friendship off without the conversation. I'd be like, this I make fair. Or, like what I said earlier, I'll understand that maybe I see this friendship different than what it is. I will back off a little bit. I'll be like, you know what? I'm not gonna make as much effort. I'm gonna, obviously we're still boys, and we're like the boy I'm talking about when I see them, it's all love, and they're actually very good. They're actually very good when I'm talking to them. They're just very bad. Very bad at communicating the other way.
Yeah.
That's very bad.
Yeah, but like that's fine. Like I'm fine with those situations. You get what I'm saying? Because I'm like, all right, cool. You know what? It's on me. I was the one that was bad in the situation. Let me reach out. Let's hang out. Let's do less whatever. You get what I'm saying?
No.
I'll text you a couple times, whatever. But it's like this person also went and you know what soft blocking is, yeah? Soft block is when you
Block and unblock,
you
they
block
unfollow
so they
you.
unfollow you.
Yeah.
They did that. And the things I didn't even notice for time. One day, it's like I was having a conversation with someone and it's like their name came up. I was like, I was like, so that's what it is.
So they still want you to still see it eventually, but you don't know that you're blocked. But I wonder what stopped people from just having that conversation or even attempting to having that conversation. Is it just? Do you think it's just purely like ego to be like, I'm bothered by this, but instead of talking about it and addressing it, I'm just gonna block you?
Yeah, but the thing is, right? You can't call somebody your friend if you can't have
hard conversations.
That conversation of like, oh, I feel this way about it. And this is the thing, like I know some people sometimes they say they don't want to say it because it's like, I don't know how you're gonna react to a way that I don't like, whatever. But when I'm telling you to go tell me how you feel, it's not for me to fix it or for me to do something. Like, okay, like let's say Jordan, you did something I don't like, right? I'm coming to tell you, yo, Jordan, I don't like what you did. I'm not even here for an apology. I'm not here for anything. I'm just letting you know that I don't like that. So now next time that happens,
you're disrespecting.
I don't have a conversation with you.
Yeah,
anymore.
you're violating.
Did you get what I'm saying?
So next time it happens, it's like now that I've said my piece. If it happens again, you know how I felt about it.
I've let this one slide.
Yeah. Now you're violating. And it's like I won't know. And again, people always think like we're mind readers that once we're violating, we just know that we're violating and we'll stop. There's obviously certain situations that's happened when someone's like pulled you and they're like, you know what, I don't like that happens, and you're like, you know what, I hear it. Instead of, again, some people then get defensive. Oh, but you know I'm only joking, and that's actually so annoying when you're telling someone how you feel or something bothers you, and then they try to play it off as like, oh, I'm playing, but you know it's all love, you know it's all games. Just acknowledge and just hear them. What I realized is like a lot of people just want to be heard and seen. They just want you to be like, you know what, I hear you and I acknowledge you, and that means a lot to people. They're just like, okay, fair enough, I'm gonna try to do better. Rather than if you come back and be like, oh, I'm only joking, then you're not acknowledging their feelings, or you're not hearing it, or at least they'll feel that way. You know what, I came to you to have this conversation. All you could do is protect yourself and play it off as jokes. Next time, it's not on. I'm not having it.
It's just that whole friendship thing is crazy.
In adulthood, it's crazy.
Charge
it. Man, it's been a minute.
I'll start because I've got something to charge. So, anyways, on the way to Amsterdam, on the way to the day I'm flying out to Amsterdam, I have a flight at 6 a.m. in the morning, right? So I was like, calm, that's fine. It's not a big deal. I booked a car park, pay for the car park, just go park your car, get the bus to the airport. Calm. Everything is calm. 4 a.m., I realize I don't have my passport. when in your head you can picture, you know exactly where it is. And the thing is, in my heart of hearts, I know that I didn't even think about it, so it's definitely at home. So I was like, you know what, fuck it, I can make it. My gate closes at like 5:30 or something like that. So I was like, yeah, I can fucking make it. So I fly down to Navan, grab my passport, do everything I need to do, and then I'm on the way back to Dublin. I'm checking. All right, cool. The boy, I'm gonna get to the what's called to the back to the car park at like quarter past 5. Then my gate closes at close to like 6:40, whatever time my gate closes, whatever. So I was like, okay, you know what? Let me be sharp so I don't have to wait for the shuttle bus. I will pre-book my taxi to get there 5 minutes after I get to the car park so I can park my car, get my shit out, and the taxi will be ready to go and I can get to the airport. As I'm on my way back to Dublin, boom! Car dies.
DJ again with the car problems.
Car.
It's like an ongoing scene. We have an episode called Brianna's Interlude. That's like episode 20.
You know what? 2 cars that don't work. I have 2 cars that don't work and the car that I just got. So,
okay,
like,
big baller.
Stop it, man. You know, amen.
Then you said I have 3 cars.
2 of them don't work, but they did, though. But yeah. So what's called on the way to the airport, car just blew up. Engine just stopped working. Literally had to just pull there, and I had to call my insurance. Get them to tell me I had to change my flight, all this kind of shit, and I missed my flight, but I just got it changed. And yeah, charge it.
The minute Dej texted me, I was like, did you miss your flight? Because this is like an ongoing team. I always think that Dej is either going to miss a flight or just about make a flight.
The thing is, I usually don't miss flights. Like,
you've missed like 3.
This is so uncharacteristic.
Uncharacteristic.
Yeah, what that word of me, because I usually don't miss flights. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, I'm usually very spot on with whatever kind of situation. Yeah. But yeah, I missed the flight. I had to just get my flight changed because at that point, I was like, if you don't laugh, you cry. If you don't laugh, you cry.
Yeah.
So I just said, fuck it, charge it. Just booked it. Just got my flight changed. Just said, yeah, fuck it, let me go.
My charge of the week. It's not even about this. Is not even about me. This is just one of Jordan's charge it. This is for ASAP Rocky. ASAP Rocky. The way they're treating him when he's next to Rihanna, man.
But it's Rihanna.
They're treating him like it's some girl on the fucking Met Gala saying like, "Hey ASAP, I'm only saying hi because everybody gives him all their attentions to Rihanna." ASAP Rocky's cold, man.
It's Rihanna.
Oh man,
it's Rihanna.
Rihanna have to be like, don't be a hater.
It's Rihanna. She's fine. She's a billionaire. She's also pregnant. You're not important in this conversation. Like there is. I actually don't think there is any man that could stand beside Rihanna that is going to be relevant.
Bro,
big Jay-Z is Beyonce's husband.
There's one picture standing in the corner. I was like, ASAP, man. They didn't know you did Goldie. That's awesome. They didn't know you like that. Another Jordan's charger. It's been a month. Akimi's wife. He's got a charger. You've got to charge that. Like Akimi's wife. I know this thing happened like a month ago, but this is one of Jordan's charger. Yeah, but yeah.
What's called the end? But that thing is that's not that. It's not that unfamiliar because isn't it Wes Brown that got divorced? Wife took pretty much everything and he had to file for the bankruptcy.
Yeah, I think it was Abu as well.
Yeah, Abu as well. It's a thing. It's a thing that happens. What's called? Yeah. Apparently, Marcus Rashford being the humanitarian that he is,
apparently his country down though.
Wes Brown is living in one of his houses. Gave him a friend's rate.
Jeez.
God,
that's it. It's actually fascinating when I hear lives of like people that were like multi-millionaires, and then you hear where they are, like just not like in a negative way, just like always things like, how did you lose all the money? Like, how did they come to that? And then you hear the stories, and you're like, yeah, it's a gambling or big divorce. So I hear why Kimi did.
Sometimes, bro, it's like because some of this money sounds astronomical.
Yeah,
but after taxes, everything, after all of this, like Jolie Lescott said on Nice Babies, like I just want to get my house paid off. And it's like, how are you not getting your house paid off?
In 4 years, like this is the contract you have for 4 years. In that 4 years, I'm gonna pay my contract. So you think he's living like big money, but big chunk of that, say for example, big Jolie Lescott playing for Man City, probably buying like a house around 1 mil. let's just say 1.5, something like that.
Yeah.
Because $500,000 is like not the common folk, but we can get
Common
$500,000
folk.
gas. Yeah. We can get. So I was thinking like he's probably getting like either double or triple. Like let's say I was thinking somewhere between $1 million and $2 million to pay that off in $40K a week. 120K after tax, 120K after tax, 60K. He's paying big money's going towards his. So I get it. Again, once he broke it down and they're trying to be like, yeah, but it's still a lot of money. I'm like, yeah, but in that also paying off high end.
But it's just like that thing of more money, more problems is so real.
Yeah.
Because there was a point in my life where my income for a month was 333.
That's very specific. Treat.
Yeah, because that's you know,
you knew that like
shout out to Auntie Susie. That's why I know exactly how much it was. One day we'll talk about money properly on this podcast.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I survived. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then we moved up to a 25K salary, and then I couldn't live off of 333 anymore.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? Then you move up again, and it's kind of like
your lifestyle changes.
Yeah,
like I said before, when we were setting up, I said the richest I've been in my life is probably when I started at Pfizer at like 35K a year, because that's when I had the most expendable income. Like that's when I was like exactly what you're saying. All I had to pay for was petrol and car insurance. Other than that, I was living at home. Everything, food was paid for, all my holidays. So that's probably had the most money. Now that I'm earning more money, but I'm also like living in my house. I pay for we pay for everything in the house. So I probably have less expendable income than I did when I was
disposable
income. That's the word I was looking for. So it is also that. So yeah, I guess that's it. Those two charges, like ASAP Rocky. I was watching those. Every year I don't understand what the Met Gala really is, but I saw how they were treating you like you're some side note on a thing. Charge it, bro.
You're beside Rihanna. You have to be a side note. But
song of the week. We haven't done this in a minute.
Oh shit! Song of the week.
I'm definitely gonna go big. Song of the week and Dub Flint by JOEll and Dub Flint by Joe Vinci.
Joe Vinci, Ever Since featuring Ayo. I like that.
Yeah.
And let me go extra bait. Search and Rescue Drake. Come and rescue me. No, but look, guys, make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe.
Keep doing the thing.
You know, we got a little something for you. We got a little something for you.
You don't want quick something coming quick.
Episode.
Yeah.
On that episode.
Yeah.
Commented on that episode.
Yeah.
And
you commented on that.
Out, give him a shout out. We give him a shout out.
Yeah.
And you know, we might have a little.
Might have a little something.
It might not be. You know what? You might have a little candle to. You know, if there's a girl you want to impress. You know, just. You know what? Hit us up in the DMs. We'll sort you out.
We'll sort you out.
Make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe, follow us everywhere. Do everything you need to do. And yeah, let's get out of here because I have things to be doing today.
Grant, so do I. And if you didn't like anything that we said on this podcast today, well, you can charge it. Thank you for listening.